Welcome to the Toke&Trans podcast, where two Toke&Trans guys talk life, love, and getting high. Grab a J and join us. We do not condone the consumption of illicit activities with anyone under the age of 21.
Hi, guys.
How are we doing? How are you, Beau? How are we feeling today?
How are we feeling today? Well, Aaron, just a little update
Tell me,
on
please.
my top surgery is 8 days away.
Eight fucking days, bro.
A week from tomorrow. Holy shit.
Oh my God. Give me 3 words on how you feel right now? Authentically.
3 words. Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
This counts as 1 word. Scared
Sure.
shitless.
That does count. Yep. Hyphen.
Scared hyphen shitless.
Yep.
Period.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Put you on the spot right now.
That might be the only one. I'm just
That's
scared
okay.
shitless.
That's okay. We're focused on that.
Yeah, I'm excited for afterwards, but afterwards is going to be a long time.
A minute, just a little bit of a wait.
At
There's
least
going to be
it's
like a
gonna feel
delay.
Yeah, I'm not going to be experiencing any kind of joy until at least a week later. So I'm going to give myself that grace and
Yeah.
not expect to be super stoked the first week.
Yeah. And just rest. Yeah.
And rest. Yep. And preparing the apartment. And my mom is also staying the weekend, so gonna prepare myself for that. I love her so much.
Sure. Got it. Yeah, but gotta prepare for that. Yeah.
Gotta prepare. So yeah, that's it.
Yep.
That's where I'm at.
Prepare for guests.
How are you,
Oh my
Aaron?
God. Dude, I'm so excited for you right now. I can't even. I'm just so excited for you. I just can't wait to message you every day and video you every day and just be like, what are we doing? How are we doing? Let me see it. Let me see it.
Yeah. Oh my God. I won't even be able to look at it until a week later, but
I know. Oh yeah. You gotta take off the
Yeah, post-op appointment
I'll
is
still call
1
you.
week after. For those of you watching on YouTube, my piercings have been replaced by plastic piercings in preparation for surgery. So the metal ones will be back. I just look a little weird right now because
No. Yeah, Beau usually has his piercings in at the ready.
They're all in. You just can barely see them because they're plastic. So
they're ready for top surgery is what they are.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah. No, I'm so excited. Today, I was thinking we could talk a little bit about marijuana. We're going to talk weed. We're going to talk our first smokes. We're going to talk what we use it for now and what we like, what we know we don't like, what we like, and what the fuck? Why not? When was the first time you smoked weed, my bro?
We talked about this in a past episode too. I was 19 years old and I did everything. As soon as I turned 19 was when I did everything. And so the first time I ever smoked weed was with a friend of mine at the time, a girl, we'll call her Sarah, and Sarah, it was also the first person I drank with, and this was when I was going to art school too, and everybody was smoking weed at the parties I would go to, so I would just hit off of other people, and I was by no means a everyday smoker like I am now. And back then it was just for party times. It was still very much illegal then, so and it, on college campus it was doubly so. You could get expelled for that shit. But so I didn't really, and also I didn't know anybody who sold, and I guess I could go through my classmates or whatever.
Was
but
it
was
convenient though?
Right, it wasn't convenient, and I didn't have a job, so it wasn't like I could just buy weed or whatever. So
just drop
so I just smoked at parties when it was offered to me, and I always liked it. I never had a bad experience on weed, which I cannot say about alcohol.
Yeah,
almost every time I drink alcohol, you could say at least one bad thing about it.
One bad thing happens.
Right. Either I don't feel good or something bad happens. But with weed, it was just like, oh yeah, I'm at a party, I'm smoking weed, and I feel like giggly and like I want
Yeah.
to eat some snacks and like
Yeah.
kiss me. That feels nice.
Wow. Wow. Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So what about you? When did you first start smoking?
I was actually at my aunt's house, and my cousin, who is like 10 years older than me, at the time, I think I was like 15, 16. And
Oh wow.
I came over to visit, and they were smoking. I knew Auntie smoked. I knew what weed was. I knew that my aunt had smoked, and like I found her plant one time and was like, what is this like weird plant? And she was like, sweetie, like don't go near that. Like, oh my God. And so I was like, oh, I know what the fuck this is. So I knew she smoked. Yeah.
She
And
grew.
I found her little, it was like because she had like some forest area. So it was in like the forest area while we were playing around in there.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
So I convinced my cousin to tell her, like, let me smoke. Like you guys are smoking and drinking. Like, come on, like convince Auntie to let me, hit this. So when we were in the house, and she's like, okay, I'll see what I can do. So we go back out there, and she convinces Auntie to let me hit it and everything. And so we were sitting out like under the porch, under the stars, like and I hit it like one or two. I think I only hit it like one time, and I knew she was gonna like be like, that's it. So I was like, I just hit it like as hard as I could, because I was like, this is the only one I'm gonna get, and I don't know.
Oh my God.
So I just did it, and oh my God, I just remember laughing and just like I had such a great time. I felt so relaxed, and
oh my God,
it was so much fun.
That sounds so fun.
It was awesome.
With your auntie?
Yeah, with my aunt, my cousin. Yeah,
that's so nice. I've smoked with several members of my family.
Yeah.
As an adult.
That's always such a strange experience. Every person is a whole different experience on its own when you smoke with them as an adult.
Yeah, it's really fun. So I've smoked with my grandpa, my late grandpa. His birthday was just yesterday.
Oh, that's awesome. That you were able to like smoke and share that moment.
Yeah. He gave me this really beautiful little bong for one of my birthdays.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
And it was orange. He knew my favorite color was orange. It was the cutest little bong. And one Thanksgiving, he never hit a bong before. And I was like, I had some weed and I was smoking it before dinner. And I was out there in the shed with him with it in his shed. He had a little refrigerator with his beers. He would just sit and drink beer in his shed and listen to radio. So I was just in there with him, smoking out of the bong that he got me. And I was like, hey, old man, do you want to hit? And he was like, God damn it, no, I can't hit no damn bong. What are you trying to do to me?
You're trying to kill me.
Right. And he's like, if you had a joint or something, I'd say, hell yeah, but I ain't hitting no damn bong.
Yeah. And that's common. That is common.
Right. So I was like, come on, Uncle Tommy, it's a tiny little bong. It was so pretty. It was handmade. And it was like it was really ornate, but it was small.
Yeah.
And
you're like, choose how much you want. Yeah.
Right. I was like, it's so small and you can see through it. You could, and the bowl is really small. Like how much so
yeah.
I peer pressured my grandfather.
Geez.
into taking a hit of the bong. And he took one hit and he was like,
yep, there he goes. Starts coughing. Starts barking.
And I was like, oh, there we go.
There we go.
And we went to go back up on the deck to go through the sliding glass door, and I walked through the screen.
Oh my God.
I walked through the screen, and then that was it. I was trying so hard to not be like visibly high. And then as soon as I walked through the screen, everyone was like,
it's over.
Oh, fucking great. Beau's high again.
Here we go.
And then Uncle Tommy starts acting a fool. And Mina, who is his wife, my grandma, who's also passed away, but she's like, oh, what the hell did you do? Did you get my husband high? Oh my God, look at him. Look at him. He can't even keep his eyes open.
That's fucking amazing.
And then like everyone, my mom, my aunt, they're all taking video of him and
Mhm.
me, and I'm like slumped in the couch, fucking high out of my mind.
No.
Everyone's like laughing at us, like, wow.
Yeah. No. I would if you came through the screen door, I mean, that would be I would laugh my ass off so hard for so long.
I didn't break the screen door, like I didn't walk all the way through it, but like the
Right.
screen door was closed and I
And you
walked
just
into it and I was like, oh.
I would have just oh my God, I'd just be laughing at you for so long.
Yeah, it was. And Uncle Tommy was like, God damn it, now they know we're high.
That's amazing.
It was so funny.
I have smoked like I with my okay, so I got my Nana to try it one time.
Oh my God.
And that was really fun. But what happened was she didn't want to like inhale it. So and my Nana loves sweets. So we're like, we'll make some brownies. So I made her some brownies or we go over to her house to make them. She's like, come like when, come at this specific time when it's convenient for me and like blah, blah, blah. And so we're like, we do the whole nine. We like bake it in the oven and it starts stinking up the whole house. And Nana's like, oh my God, sweetie, this smells everywhere. You know how it stinks up the house. Like if you decarb marijuana in the oven and bake it at a really low temperature, it's gonna make the whole house smell just like cookies or marijuana, whatever you're baking. so
a combination of the two.
She's opening all the windows. She's like spraying Febreze everywhere. And finally everything gets done and we finish making them. And she eats one and she's like, I don't feel anything. Like nothing's happening. I'm not like feeling it. And we're like, okay, like just wait a second. I think Kayla had like half of one. And we're like, just, wait a little bit longer. And I look over and she's eating another brownie, a whole nother brownie. And I'm like, oh my lady, because she's like, oh, my tolerance, blah, 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 blah. Like, no, this is no thing. I didn't feel anything. And it's been 20 minutes, blah, blah, blah.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, Nana, you need to listen to me right now. You need to sit on this couch and like relax, blah, blah, blah. I think we ended up going home and I think she actually started to eat another one. And then the first one started dropping. And so she was like laying in her bed saying that she was like seeing all these like little cheese men or something like running around. Jesus. And she was so scared. And I was like, oh, like, so that's definitely a cautionary tale. Like, please be sure of how much you're taking. Like don't like listen when someone tells you, you got to know your body, wait a little bit longer. But oh my gosh. So yeah. She said no more, never again. That was not it. And I think she's tried it since and the same thing has happened again because she likes to eat them. They're good, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, edibles are a totally different feeling than smoking it, so like,
yeah, that is true.
I feel like, yeah, I feel like sometimes, especially if you don't dose correctly, like, yeah, you get to feel a little sick.
Yeah.
And definitely. I've never seen things on weed.
Yeah. No, I haven't.
So
probably Nana, it's probably her imagination getting the best of her. Her heart beats racing. Poor thing. Oh my God, what a terrible
sweet thing. What a sweet thing.
No, I know, no, not it. And now, so you've never had a bad experience with weed?
No, but okay. So my partner Tim and I recently have been dabbling in the world of RSO, which is called
Rick Simpson oil.
Thank you, Jesus Christ.
I got
Amen.
I have not tried it. I just know from Beau, but I remember.
Yeah. So so Aaron, my edible tolerance is pretty high.
Yeah.
And all my life I've wanted. I love edibles because I get a nice, like when they're dosed right, I get a nice funny little high that lasts 6 hours. I don't gotta smoke for, me and my
Yeah.
asthma.
Right.
And um and it lasts so much longer. So I try to find some good edibles, but as I am an everyday smoker, every day, all day, every
Mhm.
day, all
Yeah.
day, every day for several years,
Uh-huh.
for at least a decade of my life straight,
Mhm. Yeah.
um, my tolerance is pretty much through the roof. And I should mention throughout those years, not a single tolerance break has been had. Um, so you can imagine. And so usually when I come across an edible, and it's like milligrams, like the gummies or whatever, 10 milligrams, and
Mhm.
the dosing instructions are like, don't take more than 2. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you think 20 milligrams is gonna do something to
Please.
me?
Are you
That's
joking?
that's cute. Like I have to take like those chocolate bars that are like 10 milligrams per rectangle. I can eat an entire chocolate bar and a half before I
Before
feel
anything.
anything.
Yeah.
Right. When it's dosing out like no more than 3.
Right.
And I'm like, let me eat the whole thing. Like,
And then I'll probably throw up.
so right. So I come across Rick Simmons oil. I hear that it's very
Is it
potent.
Simpsons or Simmons?
Oh fuck. What did I say?
Simmons.
I'm just gonna call it RSO because that will always be
Okay,
correct.
I was just curious of what it was. I didn't know. Okay,
No,
all right.
I'm certain that I'm wrong
We're
because you
here.
you were you were correct. So
All right.
anyway,
Okay.
so I hear of RSO
Yep.
and I hear that it's very potent.
Mhm.
And so I'm like, okay, word, let's try it out. Let's see how potent it is.
How potent.
And um knowing that I have this high tolerance, I was like, at its dosing instructions, I was like, Pisha,
Mhm.
this
Mhm.
is silly.
Oh gosh.
I have an incredible tolerance. I will be
And
taking much more.
could you explain a little more on what exactly the oil is?
Yeah, it comes in a syringe, and I believe I have some in
But is it
my little
like
drawer of tricks here somewhere.
THC
It's
oil?
it is here it is. Ha 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 ha.
Nice.
It is. Oh, this one's called a tropical bubba RSO. Um, it is like it's a goopy THC oil.
So kind of what goes in a cartridge, but a
Kinda.
little
Yeah, it
different.
looks like that.
But a little different.
But a little different. If
Oh,
you're watching on YouTube, you can see the syringe. It's not a needle. This is full of RSO. That's that dark liquidy stuff, but it's very thick, like frozen honey.
okay.
And
Wow.
so this is 1 gram of it. This lasts a very long time.
Hmm.
And it doesn't say anything about dosage on here, but online it said something about dosage, like when we
Hmm.
Googled like, how much RSO to take or
Sure.
whatever. And it said, something about less than a gram or what? No, this is a gram. Less than what are these? Tenths? Tenths,
Hmm.
right?
Right. Yeah, probably
Each like
the
like
teeny
from
ones.
from 1 to 9 is a tenth of a gram,
Right.
right? Because there's
Sure.
10. Right. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Listen,
I
I
like
get 2
it.
brain cells. So I thought it would have been fine for me to how much did I do? I feel like I did like 3/10.
So triple what you were probably supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And then what
Yes.
happened?
Mm-hmm. 40 minutes pass and I don't feel anything, and I'm like, spot on. I'm like, you know,
Hmm.
this is confirming it for me.
Hmm.
An hour later, still feel nothing, and I'm like, well, okay, that was it then. I guess I just fucking wasted a third of it, and
Screw that.
I don't even know how much.
Thank God you didn't take more, right? Oh God, here we go. An hour
I
later,
did. I
you
did take more.
like at the hour mark, you were like, I'm just gonna
And then, right after I took another gram and a half.
Graham?
Not gram. Fuck.
Tenth and a half.
A tenth and a half. Yeah.
Okay.
After I took another tenth and a half, is when I started to feel it. And I was like, okay, woo, yay, nice.
Whoa.
And then it started to get less nice. And I was like, fuck. My heart was like palpitating. I had to it felt like it was anyway. I believe that was just me panicking, feeling a pretend fluttering sensation in my chest because I made Tim come out and check.
Oh yeah, am I good?
Yeah, I was like, can you check to make sure I'm not having a heart attack right now? Because I'm like freaking out a little bit.
Just a tad.
And he was like, you're just too high. And he put his hand on my chest and we have an oximeter. So we put that on my finger and he was like, you're fine.
Yeah, you're okay. I'm here. You're good.
You're fine. You're too high. Fucking calm down. And I was like, okay, cool. Sometimes you just need somebody to say that.
Yeah. You're all right. You're good.
Yeah. Yeah. So then I just sat here in my chair for hours because my body was a cement brick. I couldn't move. I couldn't do anything. And I just kind of like dozed in and out of sleep. And I was feeling so nauseous that like, I don't know if you've ever felt like nauseous or like car sick before where you feel like you need to eat something and it'll settle it.
Yeah.
Like you feel like maybe if I just have like something starchy, like a sandwich or something like with bread, or maybe it'll settle my stomach because it feels that way. So I was feeling kind of nauseous and I was just like, just snacking on anything I could get because my stomach felt so bad. And then I was like, oh God, here it comes. But I couldn't walk. I couldn't walk. So I called him over and I was like holding back the vomit.
Oh no.
And I said it just like this. I was like, Tim, I'm about to throw up. And then he was like, okay. And like went to go grab me. And I was like, no.
No.
I do not. I need you to open the bathroom door and lift up the toilet bowl seat for me. And I'm saying all this very clearly and calmly while I am actively like focused, meditating the vomit down, like so I'm like, I need you to open the door and lift up the toilet seat and just kind of make sure I get there.
Together.
And so he does that. So I stand up and I'm still trying to maintain this focus that I have on my vomit.
Oh my God.
And then as soon as I stand up, I lose it and I vomit. I try to
oh jeez.
I try to catch it in my hands and I don't know why I did that.
I can't.
Oh my God, it's so gross. And it came out, listen, I was so sick, Aaron. It came out with such a velocity, like such a force.
This right
when it hit my hands, it like got all over me on my face and stuff because
my God.
It was awful. But it's just like it was.
No. No.
It was the worst thing ever.
That is not it.
And okay, yeah, so that was bad. But listen, that did not turn me away from RSO. I was just like, okay, let me take a fucking break and then we will reconvene.
We'll circle back.
I'll circle back and I'll listen to the instructions this time.
Yep.
And this time I'll give it longer because it seemed like I didn't feel anything for like an hour. So that's what I did. I gave myself a break and I came back to it and I only took 1/10. And I had a good time.
Nice. Well, you figured it out.
It took like almost 2 hours for it to drop. I don't know what the hell that was about. Because Tim, maybe that has something to do with my tolerance too. Maybe because it's so strong, it took me longer to metabolize or something. Right. But Tim, 45 minutes and he feels it. So,
wow, that's I can't say. I mean, I've had that experience where I've thrown up on weed. It was actually in front of like one of Kayla's extended family members, which was the most
Oh
it
no.
was the most embarrassing thing ever.
Oh my God.
But she was like, she knew all about it. She was like, everybody's been too high before. Are you kidding me? Blah, blah, blah. Totally
Yeah.
cool about it. But I went to a friend's house when I was in high school, probably right out of high school. And I didn't really know these people very well. And we were all just like hanging out, like it was some kind of like random party. And they were
Mhm.
passing around this big ass bong. And I had never smoked out of a bong before. And I was like, I was planning, I told them, like pass, like I'm good. Like that's fucking huge. Like, no way. I smoke, but I don't like sometimes, but I don't smoke like those. And so if they were like, no, we'll just do everything for you. You just inhale. And so I was like, all right, bet. So I leaned down and took the hit in and like they told me what to do and everything. And then I relaxed. And for the first like 30 seconds, it was magnificent. And then the whole I don't really remember leaving the garage and going into the living room, but I remember being in the living room and then they were like served dinner. So we were having like tacos. And I vaguely remember just like putting down these tacos and the whole room is kind of like going like moving from left to right. And I'm like, I don't know what the hell this is. Like, I've never felt this way before with weed. And so I'm like I did the same thing. I was like, maybe I should eat something. So they were making tacos. So I ate more tacos. Apparently, I'm vaguely remembering this. I think they told me part of it in the next day, but I was asked them to make more meat so I can have more tacos. Like we finished it and I like ate more. And then it was like, it didn't make me feel any better. I was still stuck on the couch and everything. And it was so awful. I remember just laying down. I just went to bed and like, I put water over my head. Like I couldn't get it. And to this day, I don't think that was weed. I feel like there was something a little extra inside of that I didn't quite experience before. And to this day, I don't know what it is, but
That
it was not
that's
it.
yeah, that can happen. And
And that's why you should know what the hell you're smoking and ask
right.
questions and don't be peer
Yes.
pressured into it.
That's what this is. I talked about this in that episode previously. I don't know which one, but whichever the same one is where I talked about where I was 19 years old. Where the first time I ever smoked out of a bong. Well, it wasn't the first time. Was it? It was one of the first times. I didn't really smoke out of bongs like that. When I got picked up by that guy and took to his house. It's like
this sketchy
I'm a
shit.
fucking dummy, yeah. And then we just and I wasn't like an avid smoker and I didn't smoke out of bongs. They were passing this bong around and I was smoking with two avid smokers and they felt pressure to keep up with them. And they also did that thing where they would like, that's okay, you inhale and we'll operate everything else.
Yeah.
And fuck. Yeah, so
yeah.
they did that until I figured out how to do it myself. And then so I must have taken like 12 hits of this stuff. It wasn't weed, it was K12 or spice.
At least what is it?
What? It's synthetic marijuana.
Oh, okay. I see.
There was like this period of time where it was really popular on the East Coast. They sold it in like boardwalk shops because it's like new. There aren't any laws about it yet.
Yeah.
So having it, selling it, buying it, using it, it was like in this legal gray area where nobody could actually get in trouble for it.
Yeah.
So they would sell it and advertise that they sold it on the beach. But what it is, it's just leaves sprayed with this chemical.
I see. Yeah. I see.
And you smoke it just like you would marijuana, and it looks like kind of crushed up marijuana. And sometimes it's not, it's not great for you. And there's laws against it now.
Yeah,
and
I can see that.
yeah, so it I got high, but then I also like kind of, I don't know, had some kind of seizure or something.
Yeah.
And, so Yeah, definitely. Don't smoke if you don't trust the source, please.
Yes. Know the source, ask the questions, or just
Know
don't
the source.
or
If you don't trust the people around you, then just don't smoke it.
just don't do it. No.
Just don't smoke it.
That's not the way. And now we smoke a lot. I smoke every day, sun up to sundown. I used to
Yeah.
smoke cigarettes and marijuana at the same time, and that was exhausting. And my wife actually doesn't smoke at all. She doesn't partake. She used to. I think every once in a while when she's feeling crazy, feel like not when she's feeling like spunky or whatever, she'll do that. Um, but for the most part, no. So usually it's just me smoking it up out here, fogging up the building. And she'll come even in the morning time when we come out here to work. She'll be like, it's still foggy. It's still like smoky in here. We got to open up the doors. So,
Oh, bless her. But she's totally supportive.
oh yeah, she's so totally supportive. She
Yeah.
1000%. Yeah. And then once especially because she had brought up when I was smoking cigarettes and weed, she was like, is this sustainable? Like, I hate to see this for your lungs. And I was like, well, that's an easy choice. I'll quit smoking cigarettes, which was one of the hardest things I have ever done. And I think
yeah.
that takes like a level of self-discipline that is like really fucking hard to access. So shout out to those people that do quit smoking cigarettes. And but yeah, I definitely chose the weed.
Yeah. Same. Right, because my asthma, I also smoke cigarettes for it's not a smart decision, but for anybody, but it's especially dumb for someone with a respiratory disease.
Right. It definitely can't help anything.
All right. So yeah, it was really hard, but having weed was really helpful.
Yes.
In quitting cigarettes.
Definitely. 1000%.
Oh my God. It helps so much. It still helps me. And it always has helped me. Even when I was using it for partying and stuff, what it did for me at parties wasn't like what alcohol did for me. I didn't make any bad decisions. If anything, it just calmed me down so that I could process everything in a much nicer way.
Easier level. Yeah. I can
Right. Especially, someone who gets overstimulated.
Yeah.
And can make bad decisions when overstimulated.
Yeah, that is a real thing. I smoke and take it like it's my medicine. I take antidepressants and things for my mental health regularly every day, and I kind of just see it as that. Sometimes I smoke a little extra when I want to be a little extra turned up, or go to a party or play some poker and smoke an extra one or two. But yeah, I just kind of see it as a regular thing that helps my anxiety. I have to do a lot of like Zoom meetings and stuff. Me and Beau both do in our job professions. So that is the biggest one for me where weed comes into play. I really struggle with video conferences. Like I have to like lay down sometimes, but the weed helps me be able to be more myself in those high stressful situations instead of just like froze up and stuttering the whole time. And so I don't know.
And thankfully we have an employer that understands that, and we're allowed to like smoke weed during our meetings.
Some people do smoke during the meetings even. So
I do.
It's definitely a a
tool
that we use. I mean, we're creativity people. Like that's literally our job, is to be creative and like find ways and new ways to explain things that make people feel happier and safer. And like, if I have to smoke to do that, that sounds great. I also like, as a person who I believe in God, and I'm like a Christian. So, and I don't have any problem with that. I think nowadays people are calling it, they're like calling it like a Genesis 27 Christian. I can't remember what the quote is because I'm not good with that crap. Not, you know what I'm saying? Not good with it.
Yeah.
But she calls herself that, like, like this girl I know calls herself a Genesis whatever Christian, and pretty much meaning like if it's from the earth, so like God gave it to me. And so I also find it useful to like smoke and use it in like a spiritual way, whether it's like a religious way or like with a higher power, or if it's just like meditating or just like finding that deep or like calming moment where you're like trying to feel the feet beneath you kind of thing. I think it's like a super underutilized tool for things like that.
Absolutely. Um, I have seen these like weed nuns. Have you seen them?
No.
Oh my God, Aaron. Okay, I have to I'll show you afterwards. I'm recording, but there's these weed nuns who they believe that if marijuana was a plant during biblical times, that Jesus would have been smoking it.
I
And
believe that also.
yeah, they believe that it has healing powers, which it does. It's been shown to help reduce cancer cells and help with glaucoma. It's so many people's medicines, nausea and stuff.
Yeah.
It helps with so many things,
Yeah.
and no one dies from it. There's no bad.
Yeah.
There's
I'm really
no
looking forward to
bad.
the time that we're having this kind of thing like covered under prescriptions and things. I don't know. I'm on the line. So like I literally live on the Tennessee, Virginia line. So like in Virginia, it's legal, but in Tennessee, it's not. So there's like that whole mix up and things.
Yeah, we're in PA, we are illegal medical patients, and you just get you could do it online,
Yeah.
and you just have to pay the $250 for the card and
Yeah.
get it renewed every year.
Yeah.
But then you could just go into any dispensary and get whatever you need.
Right.
And
An insurance
which
can
is
cover it sometimes, or no?
no,
We're not there yet.
no, we're not there yet.
Yeah.
At least not on
yeah.
our insurance. I'm not sure how that pans out
I
for
have no
people
idea.
who like need it for like diseases and
Sure.
things
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not sure,
instead
but
of like mental health. I'm not sure.
yeah, hopefully.
But also about smoking in a spiritual context. I love those nuns. We have to talk about them later.
Have to.
And so like I'm sure you've heard of like smudging with or like smoke cleansing with sage. No.
Oh,
So
yeah, where you burn sage and like for the
right.
room. Yeah.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
sage, white sage is a protected species. And you should really only be buying it
Yeah.
ethically through indigenous people.
Wow.
Because they are
That's good to know.
cultivating the land on which it grows and is making sure that
Oh.
it stays not endangered.
Yeah.
And so there are alternatives instead of buying white sage and using white sage for this, for smudging and stuff. Like smoke cleansing can be done with pretty much any kind of smoke.
Right.
You can cleanse a space with weed smoke.
Right. I see. Yeah.
If and
I can see that.
in my kind of spirituality, that as long as your intention, as long as you imbibe the smoke with your intention while you're doing it, then that's what it's going to do.
Yeah,
So
I believe that, yeah.
I'm sitting here and smoking while we're talking, but there's no intention in my exhales, so there's not going to be any
Right.
effects from the smoke. But if I inhale the smoke with the intention of blowing away all the negativity, then that's what the smoke is going to do, and it's going to cleanse my space.
Yeah.
So,
and you will feel that.
period. And I will feel that.
Yeah. In different ways.
Right.
Not just like highway. Like you feel it. Yeah. Emotionally. I think there's a lot I think that could be really healing. And help people like through therapy, even like talk therapy when they're healing from trauma and things. I feel like that would be really helpful to be able to access those memories sometimes that you might not want to in therapy.
Yeah.
So that's
I re-
cool.
I really like using it as a tool
Hmm.
to help me. And sometimes I'm getting like really irritable, or
Yeah.
like I can't focus, I can't find words, I don't know how to type this email. I'm
Yeah.
sitting here like just panicking at all the things that are in front of me
Overwhelming.
and
Yeah.
unable to initiate doing any of them, and I'm overstimulated and overwhelmed. And then I say to myself, Beau, did you smoke yet? You
Oh,
haven't smoked a single thing all day because I've been
that's why.
so in. And
Yeah.
it's like 4 o'clock, and you're like, why am I so
Damn.
stressed? Let me
Oh,
let me see. Let me just take a break. Let me smoke and see if that was the problem. And 9 times out of 10,
yeah. It
you just
is.
needed to
Yeah.
smoke. And then I can be like, oh, okay. Now I can calm down. Now I know what I want to say in that email.
Yeah.
Now I know I can take this list one by one, like now I can do this. Now I understand that I'm also hungry, and that's why I was getting angry.
Right.
And like, oh, okay, I need
Yeah.
to eat
That's
when before,
also what it is.
right.
Yeah.
So there's like different kinds of weed,
Right.
the three big ones: sativa, indica, and hybrid.
Hmm.
And hybrid is like a combination of the two. Usually
Right.
it'll give you one kind of thing or the other. It's supposed to depend like per strain.
Hmm.
Um and sometimes they'll give you like a little thing that says like,
Percentages.
right, like how many percentage the terpenes
Yeah.
matter. I guess I
Yeah.
know nothing about the terpenes.
Yeah, me
Uh,
neither.
and like the level of CBD to THC of it
Yeah.
matters, and like this and that and blah blah blah. But my favorite kind of weed usually is sativa.
Yeah.
Um
Which
I
is,
don't Sativas are the kind that give you like the head high, the like a buzzy energetic head high.
yeah. Okay.
And indicas, also called indicouch, because it gives you that like heavy sleepy body feeling. You'll
Yeah.
get couch lock, you'll get the munchies, like
Yeah.
whatever. um I don't like indicas really. I don't like that couch lock.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be high and just sit there.
Right.
um I want to be high and like cook. I want to
Goofy.
be high and do my errands. I want to be high and
Yeah.
work. I want to be high
Yeah.
and draw, like
Yeah.
I want to be high and do things.
Yeah.
Um, Especially because it like helps me think more clearly,
Definitely.
um,
Favorite
more
thing.
ornately. Right. And I I'm of the mind, never let him see you sober, because
Hmm.
because I'm very different when I'm sober, just because I'm not medicated and I'm autistic. So like
Sure.
it's a totally different person.
Hmm.
And sativas are just like a nice functioning high for me, where I'm not tired,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
It's good to it's a good wake and bake,
Hmm.
and which I love. I love bacon and bacon.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
it's. Good before a movie, you know.
Hmm. Yep.
Um I love
Yeah.
that.
Fuck yeah.
What about
My,
what about you? Do you have a favorite kind?
I do. I usually go with the indica.
Oh.
Shocker. Me and Beau are always like opposite, but like we're perfect. I think that yeah, no, I like the indica. I'm a very hyper person. I have trouble
Mm.
sitting down. So, but I sit for my job, so like I find that indica really helps me like not be so like jittery or jumping around. I've also cut out espresso lately, which has helped a lot. So that's
You
a
cut
big
out espresso?
I know. I've just been having regular coffee.
Oh
So
my
now it's just
gosh.
regular coffee, but that did a lot for my anxiety as well. But yeah, no, I usually prefer the indica, so I'm like kind of helps me be more in the moment and not like, what are we doing tonight? What do I need to do? What am I doing after this? What's happening after that? What time are we going to bed? What are we having for dinner? I need a snack. What are we gonna have for dessert? Like I just my brain just thinks too freaking fast. So
Yeah.
weed helps me be more in the moment and like chill. So I usually prefer the indica or a hybrid. Um,
Hmm.
Mainly because if I always think that if I get one that's gonna make me like feel more hyper, I'm like, dude, not it. That's not
Yeah.
that's not what I usually need from it. So yeah, I usually do indica, and I usually smoke out of a bong. I prefer the bong over the pipe, over the joint,
Hmm.
over the all of it. I enjoy the roasting of the herb the
Oh
most.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a nice little ritual,
Mhm.
grinding it up and packing your bowl and
Yeah.
hitting the first hit. Oh yeah, it's really
Yeah, and
nice.
it's so powdery and soft, and I smoke out of
Yeah.
this. My wife got me this one on YouTube, if you can see. It's
It's
got
like a
the
camo
yeah,
skull bong silicone.
yeah, silicone, so I don't break it.
Yeah, you need to clean it, I bet.
Bro, I'd be terrible about changing that water.
Oh my God. When we were in Maine together, you were about to hit it and I was like, "You want to change that water?" And you're like, "Yeah, I guess I should."
I already changed it this week, bro.
This week. You need to
This week.
change it every day, bro.
Bro, it's so much work. Please
Bro,
comment.
it
Please
just
comment
sits
below
out.
how often you clean your bong and how
Holy
often you change
shit.
your bong water. That's the
Aaron,
only downside about this being not see-through is that you can't see the water. You can't see
oh,
what's
it's
going on in there.
filthy. I bet it's black, dude.
It's pretty nasty. Yeah, it's pretty.
Oh
I'll
my
I'll
God.
post a video one of these days. But what's your give these people a fun favorite activity of yours to do high as we wrap it up?
Well, I just got this thing. It's so cute. It's a car. I prefer carts. Carts are better for my lungs, what with the
Mhm.
asthma. My
Yeah,
doctor agrees that this is a better idea than smoking,
sure.
smoking the flower. So,
Yeah,
but it's a little battery shaped like a smoking pipe,
I
and it's got auto
freaking love
inhale.
that.
I'm obsessed with it.
It's like
Um,
such a vibe too. Oh my gosh, I love it. It's just like,
indubitably.
oh, it's beautiful. Love it.
So, I really like. My favorite high activity is probably eating, first of all.
Oh,
Going to
nothing
like
like a
getting
good
just
snack.
super baked. Well, and going to a really fancy restaurant.
Oh,
Tim,
yes, and
I have
snack
not,
hard.
yes, I have not been this
Oh,
kind of person before
mhm,
until I met Tim, but
mhm.
Tim has a very um elevated palate. I
Yeah.
want to say he
Okay.
likes expensive food. He
Yeah.
has really good taste and he likes
Yeah.
expensive food. And so he takes me to
That's a
some
skill.
really nice places
Yeah.
where like he pays for it. But you know what I mean? Like
He
I
takes
saw
care of you.
he yes, Daddy
Takes
Marbucks
he takes that
buys the
check.
food. Because I looked at the check once and I was like, oh my God, that's like half of rent. I can't.
I can't even look at this.
I can't do this. Um, but getting just like super baked in the parking lot of this like 5-star Michelin fucking restaurant, and
Yes.
everybody's wearing blazers and stuff, and I'm wearing my hot pink bell bottoms and
Fuck yeah, man.
and a fishnet
Yes.
shirt. Like
I'm in.
it's just fucking baked. Like my eyes
Mhm.
aren't even open at this point. Like fucking baked, and then just have the most decadent fucking dinner.
Just oh my gosh.
Just
I'm
fucking
loving it.
roasted scallops and fucking A1 Wagyu beef and
My
fucking
gosh. Hi. Oh, geez. That would be
oh my
scrumptious.
God.
If you can't tell
So good.
everyone, it's about dinner time over here as well.
Oh my God,
So
I'm
we are
so fucking
also,
hungry.
yeah, we are also about to go hit the dinner ourselves. But
Oh,
yeah, I would say for my favorite high activity, I never really prioritize playing music. I always have everything else going on. but there's something about sitting down like super baked and like playing just like the G chord over and over again. It's just nothing is just,
Yes.
I just love a good acoustic guitar. So I would say for
Yes.
sure that was my favorite.
I did that. I did that just the other day. It's been a
It's
while since I picked up my
healing.
ukulele and I was like, I need to I'm so baked. I just want to play my ukulele for a little bit.
It's so healing. So
It's so
healing.
good.
Yes.
Oh,
So try that next
try
time
that.
you guys are
You know, the
smoking it up.
song, the song Hallelujah by Rufus, whatever the fuck.
Oh, yep.
That song is so easy to play
Yep. That would
for
be a good one.
beginners, you know, and it is
Just
a
to
good
start.
song to just
Mm.
it's so
Get
good.
it all out. There you
Get
go.
it out. You play that song, and everyone
Exactly.
around you cries, and then you absorb their tears, and then you feel so much better.
And you are like watered and hydrated from those tears.
Yeah,
You're like, what
it's
is
great.
Oh my gosh, you guys. I enjoy spending every episode with you guys. Thank you for listening to our random shit that we talk about, and subscribe where you're listening to podcasts, and subscribe. Make sure you're following us on socials. You know, we'll be here every single Sunday in case you need us, in case you need a little spunk to your day. And yeah.
We'll see you in the next one.
In the next one. See
Bye.
you later, guys.